Good evening. I am Lorena Pino from FilmBath. Welcome to Amplify. It's a pleasure to us welcoming to Samuel Kishi Lepo, director of the film Los Lobos, The Wolves. Thank you, Samuel, for being here with us in Amplify.
Thank you so much, Lorena. It's a great honor to be here in Amplify, and let's start a conversation.
Thank you very much. And you are at the moment, I see, in a cinema room, in a screening
Exactly.
room in
Yeah,
Mexico.
in Mexico, in Guadalajara, we just have a screening of Los Lobos too in the Guadalajara Film Festival. So
Oh, fantastic. So we are in the mood just as well. Many people has watched already the film here in the UK, and it's a pleasure to have you in Amplify. Samuel, we understand this is your second feature film. Um, the first question before I start, I will need to remember to the audience, please write your questions in the chat, and we will read that questions for Samuel in a few minutes. So keep that communication with us through the box in the chat. Is the way to communicate and do the questions for this Q&A. Samuel, to start these questions, I will start with the basic question. How this idea came to you? I understand this is a semi-autobiographical film. So how was the process? How you take the decision to take feelings, personal feelings, and become this in a film like Los Lobos?
well, at the beginning, I do a little exercise to confront this horrible thing we call the blank page. So it's a fear, like a creator, to look your blank page and say, I want to talk, and I don't know what I can talk, what kind of story. So I do this little exercise, and it's called I Remember. I borrowed this exercise from a plastic artist, who the name is Joe Brainerd. So I start to write I remember, and the first thing appears in my mind. I remember da 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 da. I remember when I was 5. I remember when, and one of those I remember was I remember when I was a little boy, and I have 5 years old. We go with my mother to Santana, California, to make a new life. So my mom has to leave us in a small apartment with a small recorder. In this recorder, my mom records stories, the rules of the house, English lessons, and when I finish to write this, I say I have a story. I want to tell that story, and I want to make this film in a love letter to my mother. So that's the first part. The second part, because I don't want to make a film is it requires a lot of things, not only the anecdotic thing. So I want to make this film more universal, not only personal for me. So I start to do a lot of investigation and talk with more immigrants in the community, immigrants, immigrants, mothers too, who live that kind of story. I interview my mother too, because I only remember, well, my memory is like a little boy. So I have to mix the memories of my mother in the community with my memories to try to make this story more universal.
I understand as well in this process was a point when you decide you need to working with someone else to help you to write the story and become you find the help or another to co-writers.
Yeah, exactly. For me, that part of the process is very important to make a good team, to make team with more intelligent and talented people than you. So that part is the base in my work. So I start to cook right with Sofia Gomez Cordova and Luis Briones Macias, uh, partners in the school. and I co-write with Sofia, also my first feature film, who's called We're Maripepa. And we have this process, but when we make like a couple of drafts of the script, then I present this script to the photographer, also to my brother, who is the music composer in the film, and the actress, and they start to work in this script. And one of the things I love to work with Marta, with Octavio, the DP, and all the team, is they are truly honest. They have this bullshit detector, so they start to criticize the script and tell me that no, we have to be more honest with this. We have to build more realistic characters, and I love that part of the process. It's painful because yeah, you know, with the directors we have this ego, but for me it's more important that my ego is more important is the story, to tell an honest story. And for tell an honest story, you have to work with honest people.
And in that way was built this screenplay for Los Lobos. I understand you just mentioned as well the actress, the main actor of the film, helped during the process of writing as well, or the researching of the film?
Exactly. She has, Marta Reyes Arias, she has a very long process. And one of those things, I will start to rewrite a lot of things with Marta's observations about the Lucia character who plays. So Marta do a lot of research, doing interviews with immigrant women. She get two jobs, one in Santana, California, cleaning houses, and start to talk with a lot of cleaning ladies. And in Albuquerque, New Mexico, she started to work also in the laundry, who is the real work in for the Lucia character. So start to make friendship with a lot of people in the community, and we talk about that. So when I talk with Marta in the morning, I start to write. When I stop to talk with Marta and rewrite. I think the process of writing is rewriting.
So very interesting to see the process of the participation of the actress in this research as well. No, very organic, very in the place, in the laundry, in the cleaning, and that input going to the screenplay, and as well, I suppose, translate this into her performance. No, now we are speaking about the casting. I would like to know, yeah, we already have mentioned about the main actress, but I would like to know how was the process to say, well, she is the person, she is the mother in this film, and the children. How you find this couple of children to interpret these characters in so realistic and convincing way?
Well, it was a long casting. We see like 900 kids, and then I start to talk with Marta, and we select 6 kids to make a little workshop, acting workshop. So Marta and I, we 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 are like teachers of these six kids, and make this process. It was a workshop like in 2.5 months, and then we select 2 kids, Max, another little boy. But we don't select Leo because Leo, who also is the real brother of Max, Leo was looking very like a baby. And like a director, I say, no, he's a baby. So I don't know if Leo is gonna have this I don't know this power to the strength to make the film. But we start to work with these 2 kids, and the youngest kid, no Max, the youngest, in part of the process, talk with me and tell me, Samuel, I don't want to make this movie. And I understand, because one of the rules about our workshop and start to do this collaboration with the actors is you have to be honest. We have to be really, really honest. So if you don't want to make the film, it's okay. So, well, this little boy go away, and I don't have the other brother. But in the rehearsals, I watched Leo. I remember he was playing with spiders or little insects, and I approached to Leo, and I start to talk with Leo, and I say, Leo, do you want to be part of the film? You want to be in the film? And Leo watched me in my eye, into my eyes, and say, really? Me? Yeah, Leo, you can do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do it. So we have our first rehearsal with Max, Leo, and Marta, and magic happens, because, well, the real relationship into Max and Leo, yeah, was the love and the punches and all that kind of stuff was real. So we start to build a process in the relationship into Marta, Max, and Leo. So they transform in a real family for the film. We work also with Fatima Toledo, the acting coach, like a month. Fatima Toledo is a really, really good acting coach. He works in big movies like the Golden Cage or City of God. So was a hard process too, because Fatima it's really effective, but it's hard. So that's the process with the kids. Also, Marta and the kids live together like a couple of weeks. So one of the important thing in the process was the parents of the kids, because really we are like a family, and they trust in me, because it's very difficult more in these times. Well, both parents trust in the process, they believe in the story, and they are part of the team.
And it's understanding for us is very important was just you told us because it's to see how behind the scenes works to make this convincing story. You in a moment you understand after they are real brothers in the life, but you as well feel she's the mother. You feel that connection, the sense of a family. I would like to ask uh, how was the process for you, like a film director, of the challenge? How you think in a moment how I can make another film about migration, about the migration of the from Mexico to the north to United States? Another film, how are I going to do a film to be different? Because we have seen many stories about this similar situation, but what you think your film is different?
Because Los Lobos is not only an immigration story, it's not only an immigration film. I think is it's a story. It's a coming of age film too. It's a story about how this young boy in this trip knows better another aspect, another face of his mother, and who was his father. So that's universal. Like a human being, we are part of this kind of stories in this process. When we are a little children's, one day we see another face of our fathers, and that thing is helping to grow up, to make it another kind of human being, how you see your parents. So that's part of the story of Los Lobos. It's a coming of age. Even in Leo, Leo has this little dramatic line who his shoelaces. So what's it, for me it's a metaphor, the laces. When you start to make your own laces in your shoelaces, it's like a little step to grow up, a little step to make you independent. So that's why I think it's universal. And also immigration, it's not only a theme in Mexico, United States, it's a universal theme. We are we immigrate all time. Even when we're born, we immigrate to another neighborhood, another city, another country. We're part of this this universal
Movement.
things. We get it, this movement.
Yeah, I understand you perfect, like a migrant as well. um, as well, I would like to ask, is there any specific film director or another films that inspire you, or in a way you connected technically or aesthetically, and you have as kind of inspiration to make this film?
Well, one of my biggest connection in approaches, it's the Aki Kaurismäki films. I love how Aki Kaurismäki tell this story about these characters who every day they are fighting and they confronting a lot of things in the darkness, but also there's a lot of light in his filmmaking with his characters. So I want to make a film like this my idol Kaurismäki, who Los Lobos, yeah, they live in this darkness, but there's a light, there's empathy. So I love that. A man without a past. It's a film who moved me a lot because in this film the main character is like a is like this going up. Every sequence is going up, 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 and this very strange, a very strange structure. And Aki Kaurismäki films open my eyes into this kind of things. But I love a lot of the films of Andrea Arnold. It's a great filmmaker. Lynn Ramsey, it's well, she blows my mind. How she understand how to make this poetic cinema, these metaphors with the image, and how she can build the stories only with close-ups. So for me, in details. So for me, it was really important. Also, I have I love Koreda's films. I love Yasuhiro Ozu too, and I'm a mix.
No, no.
I Yeah, so I start to eat a lot of reference and put in my filter in my heart, and then okay, let's go. I think that's the only way to do personal cinema.
Yeah.
Also, I believe in this phrase of Jim Jarmusch, who told that you have to stall everything, but put in your filter, and it's gonna be unique. So, yeah.
Excellent. And as well, we see now that you mentioned part of that rhythm, that way you look, the nature, the surroundings, the camera, no, the camera work as well, the cinematography work, when you see all the environment in that sense of poetic environment around in the middle of this drama, there are a kind of sense of poetry as well. We have here a question from Mark. Thank you, he says. Thank you for such a fascinating and magical film. Could you tell us a bit more about the use of animation?
Well, that was very interesting process because I have a base idea of the film, and then when I start to make the rehearsals with Marta, Max, and Leo, one of the acting exercise was we have to draw characters, etc. So Max and Leo start to draw these little wolves, and I tell, well, we can play with these wolves, no? Every rehearsal, I have a recorder and a cassette recorder too. I record these rehearsals, and when Max and Leo starts to play, they start to play like brothers. Yeah, we wanna fight. Yeah, we're wolves, but we can be ninja wolves too. Okay, ninja wolves. Okay, let's put a ninja mask to the wolves, and then I see that this is very interesting. Put the making animation parts in the film, because these wolves, they are like alter egos for Max and Leo. They are like a door to escape from this room. They live in this little room, so the drawings and the animation, they can escape to another world and fight with the monsters and travel with the light bulb and do a lot of things. And again, I go and rewrite these parts, talk with the animation team, with Platypus Animation, and we based in the draws of Max and Leo, and start to make the art design of the world of Los Lobos. And that's the part. And another thing was a dramatic thing. Every time I was doing me questions about, yeah, there are these two kids in this empty room. I don't want the spectator get boring. So the animations part help us to refresh the film. So yeah, and you feel also dramatic how these kids are feeling about this context. So yeah, that's the story about the animation part.
Thank you, Mark, for the question. Back to the process of this film, it's something like that duality. First, it's semi-autobiographical, and as well is kind of in that limits between playing between documentary style of kind of documentary and fiction, and sometimes for maybe some eyes not too used to films, maybe in some point it maybe seeks this is a documentary. No, it's a fictional story. Why you decide tell the story in this way?
Well, I love when these techniques mix in films, because I'm a spectator. Also, I'm the director, so I'm the first spectator in the film. So I love this kind of mix, and I love when I start to make the scouting. I think the 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 city is one character more. So because the characters there are integrating in this new city. So I want to make a portrait of this city and the other people who lives in this city. What kind of society they are integrating. So for me, this is really, really important. And I love when films also, you are also very, very involved in the film, and you're thinking, what is this real or not? But something else like an animation remembers you. Yeah, I'm looking at a film. This very cathartic, and I love this kind of films. In my first film, also we play with this. I don't know. I can say like doing this peripheria between the fiction and documentary. In my first feature film, also I put a lot of footage, real footage of the main characters who do with cell phones. So, but it was a fiction, and I don't know. I think this a style that I'm getting closer when like a filmmaker. Yeah.
Good, interesting.
Mhm.
Something particular caught my attention in the film was as well, despite the drama and the loneliness of these children, but at the same time, the playful environment and the situation with the mother, I feel like it was a film as well about hope. Oh, and as well, this film as a couple, the Chinese couple, the elderly
Mhm.
couple. Why you decide to put this couple and explain us a little bit about them,
Mhm.
because it's interesting the playing, the way they
Well,
play in this.
for me, put this Chinese couple was really, really important because they are another kind of immigration in the United States. And they talk a very, very different language than Spanish and English. So that's why I want to make this act of empathy and very different kind of immigration. So that's why I decided that the immigration couple it's gonna be Chinese. Also, this is a dramatic tool too. But for me, also very, very personal. I'm part Mexican, I'm part Japanese, and I am part Chinese. So I'm a mix in this world, like everybody.
Like many of us, yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Always.
And and this is really, really important because I think that Los Lobos it's a film who talks about empathy with and hope. Even in between of the darkness, we need hope. We need this kind of empathy to look forward, like society. Between well, in Mexico, you know, Lorena, we have a lot of narco war, blood. It's catastrophic. So the only thing to look forward it's look into our eyes and have this act of empathy all the time. And like a filmmaker, I feel like I have a big commitment who what kind of films I have to make, because it's not the films is not only for me, it's for our society, for our people to talk about our stories. And I feel really, really deep and connect with that because I want to connect with the audience.
And understand. And we have here another question from Monica. This time, Monica asked, mentioned, the film portrays the immigrant experience, the unreachable American dream, and people wanting a better life. And all these topics are very relevant these days. Now, she said, what message did you want to convey with this film?
What message I want to make with this film?
Mhm.
An empathy message, and yeah, for me, I want to make an honest story, a really, really, truly an honest story, and making these portraits not romantic portraits, real and honest portraits about the American dream was really, really important to me and all the crew to talk about this. This is not Disney. This is not Disney. This is the real life. And in the real life, we need each other. We have to make this again. This exercise of empathy, and that's part of the ending of the movie. Uh, we are together. We need we did us more than Disney.
Yeah, these faces, these portraits are full of feelings, that eyes that express a lot really during the ending of the film. So this takes me to one question I have prepared here, and always you already have mentioned some elements of that. Do you believe in a kind of, well, an artist or a kind of romantic way, but why not? That is possible change or create awareness through all these topics using cinema as a resource.
Yes, it's part. of course, cinema and art, they are not fixing all the problems, but they put us, they the art and the cinema put the questions and make us more sensitive about these universal questions. So we go out when we see a play or a film, or read a good book, or hear a beautiful music, and make us that questions to be better. So I think that it's the work of the art to be a reflect to make us understand our humanity. But we have to do the action, the call action. Yeah, but the part of the art, it's make us more sensitive about these big issues like human beings. So yeah, it's part of the process.
Thank you, Samuel. Yeah, it's a very interesting answer because we who love cinema always and art in general always think that is possible, no? Make a little
Exactly.
change.
Yeah,
Eh,
exactly. Filming it saved my life, and I know a lot of stories of more people that, well, when I feel really bad and I see one film that I get connected, I feel less lonely in this world, and it's beautiful, and I feel this sense of community, and yeah, and well, it's beautiful that how art touch our souls.
Thank you. Despite the language. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Samuel, for sharing with us all the things behind the scenes, all the process of making this film. And we wish you continuous the success around. Has been a long journey through film festivals, and we are super pleased to have the film here in the UK, Los Lobos, The Wolves. And Samuel, the best of the success in your future plans. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you to the audience to stay and make questions. And you still have chance to catch up the Los Lobos in Amplify until this Sunday, the 22nd at midnight. So thank you very much to all of you. And until next time, all the best. Gracias.
gracias, abrazos.
Adiós.